All right, people, what up? Man, I'm so tired today. But I want to talk about this topic of premonition dreams. This is something I've kind of wanted to touch on for a while. I don't really talk about these, but premonition dreams for me, especially in retention, are very recognizable because the characteristics of a premonition dream for me are the landscape. There's only been one dream which I don't want to talk about, which has been different, but the other premonition dreams I've had, the other five, I think, throughout the last 11 years, they always have this unrecognizable landscape. So in your dreams, you can have dreams about landscapes, you visiting places, and landscapes are going to be very, very forgettable. After a couple of days, the dream will just fade. You won't even remember the details. But these landscapes that you have in the premonition dreams, they're so beautiful or they're so recognizable that you can remember them for months afterwards. And when I wake up from the dream, I normally have a feeling of um, like wow, like what was that? It felt so real, and that's the thing. It usually feels quite real. So there's been examples I've had. You know what? Let me just take a sip of water. For some reason, my freaking voice sounds really strainy and weak. I don't know. Okay, just a couple of water. Okay, back to the video. So premonition dreams. One of the, like half of my premonition dreams came in 2024, and this is one characteristic. Premonition dreams tend to be a premonition, in my experience, of places you're going to travel to. So this year, I traveled to Switzerland. It just something that happened that it was on my list, my long-term list of places to go, but the opportunity came this year. But the funny thing is, I experienced these landscapes in Switzerland, three particular places that I saw in my dreams. The first premonition I remember in 2024 was seeing a series, like a village, like between two mountains or something, or two high places, and the houses looked really really small, and I was like, okay, this is weird, because I had experienced premonitions and I knew that this could be a premonition because of the landscape. That year in 2024, I visited Turkey with my parents and my brother, and I was thinking, okay, could it be a premonition of Turkey? And there were some places that looked similar, but they didn't quite hit the premonition. So I was like, nah, this can't be Turkey. So I waited a whole year, and Switzerland. My first trip on this train called the Gondograt, going up to the Matterhorn. I remember looking down and seeing these houses, this village, and how small the houses were, and then it hit me. This is the premonition. The sunlight was there, the direction, just the size, everything was perfect, just like the dream. And that's when I realized, oh, this is the premonition being fulfilled. So that's one. Another one I remember was there was this, how to describe it, this mountain. I was having a picnic in my dream in front of what I believe were mountains. And it had like a very particularly rugged structure. And that's when I realized, hey, am I going to be going somewhere? Am I going to be going on a trip to some mountains in the future? Am I going to be going skiing or something? That was back in 2024 when I had that. I believe in 2024. And then I had the experience. I went to Grindelwald. Just randomly decided, you know what, on my 7 day trip, so I decided, let me go to Grindelwald. And I went there, and I remember after my experience on these gondola, I don't know what they're called. These things where you just fly. But basically, I took a afternoon meal in front of this like table, picnic table. And as I walked down to the area to have the picnic table, I looked out and I saw the mountain shape. And I realized, oh, this is from my dream. This is the premonition coming true. And I remember another particular one as well, which hasn't come true yet. I was at this beach and I was basically climbing down a mountain face or something. And there was like a beach or something. And then there was a toilet facilities nearby. This is a premonition I've had this year. Uh, I don't know when it's going to be fulfilled, but from my experience, it tends to happen a year later. So yeah, this is a weird premonition. I'll tell you what it is when I if I experience it. And yeah, the one of them which I made on my channel before I took the videos down was um I had a premonition of visiting this place which had trees, like dead trees, like big huge dead trees, and a beautiful like grassy area with old forest nearby, and what I thought would be like the perfect area for deer to be in. And it's like a Monday morning, like Monday morning. It was a morning, and it was misty. A little bit. There was a little bit of misty fog in that dream. And I thought this was in 2019 when I had this dream. I thought, oh, this is a dream about Ireland. That's the only place I could think of that would have these kind of landscape. This must be Ireland. But lo and behold, in 2020, when I went on a meetup in Cambridgeshire, we went to this place called Wimpole Hall. And I remember walking there and just like realizing, oh shoot, this is my dream. This is what I had in my dream. This is my premonition. It was this like massive estate with beautiful trees and landscape. So it happened like a whole year later. So yeah, premonition dreams, as I said, in my experience, are beautiful landscapes. They're unforgettable. You don't. It's very hard to forget them. In fact, you don't forget them. And number three, they tend to happen like a year later. It's a delayed effect. So it's like, oh, this is what my dream was about. Or this is my dream in real life. So I don't think I've ever seen anyone talking about premonitions or premonition dreams, really, especially on retention. So it'll be interesting to hear what your thoughts are. Even on Reddit, I find it quite difficult to find content discussing premonition dreams, but I think they're very important because they're like a sign that you're getting a preview of what you could experience in your life when you stay on the path. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Don't know what your thoughts are. With that said, take care and peace.